Good morning, good morning, good morning. So happy Monday. So we're gonna do our reading comprehension. And this is for all the students that have this packet that I've been doing. We did the Kate Visits Nan, we did the campsite, and today we're gonna actually do another story. But I wanted to recap on what we've done so far. So when we read Kate Visit Nan, Kate told us some stuff in the story. So what I did was I highlighted those things. So some of the things that we were told was Kate, mom and dad dropped her off in the summer by Nan. Nan is Kate's grandmother. Nan lives in the West. And I'm actually going to show you a map where you can see where the West is. Nan and Kate received an offer from Jake to go camping. Jake is Max's granddad. Same thing as grandfather. And granddad is actually one of your spelling words. Max is 9 years old, like Kate. Kate is also 9. So Kate said things they would do on the camping trip. So she said they would hike, they would look at rocks, they would cook lunch and dinner outside, they looked at the stars, they would sleep in a tent. So this is just a review of what Kate did in the story with Visiting Nan. That's just a review. So our next slide is actually what I want to show you where the West is. This is a map of the United States of America. We're in Louisiana, we're here. This is us. Let me show you us. So you always know where you are. This is you. This is you right here. This is Louisiana. So the story told us that Kate was in the West by Nan. It didn't say where in the West. It just said she was in the West. So she's actually in this red space spot somewhere. She's over there somewhere. But I wanted you guys to see what the West was. So then we read the campsite. So the campsite, Jake came and picked Kate and Nan up in a Jeep, and we know Jake is actually Max's grandfather because the story told us that. So the campsite, and I highlighted campsite because that's one of your spelling words. The campsite was called Badlands. So then we found out a legend. Legend has it that farmers were looking for land to grow crops, but all they found were rocks, sand, and wood. Badlands was good for camping. So it wasn't good for crops. It was good for camping. And we found that because the story told us that. So Max and Kate set up their tents. They ate hot dogs for dinner. Kate hot dogs got all black because she left it in the fire too long. Max gave Kate one of his hot dogs. So Kate said, this kid Max is okay. So these are some things out of the story. So where did you get it from? I got it from the story. I had to go nowhere else. I looked at the story that said campsite and it gave me all these points. So why are you telling us this, Miss Alexis? Because this is where the comprehension part comes in. You have to be able to remember what happened. So when we go on to the next story, you're going to carry all this with you. But one thing about it, you had questions you had to answer. So if you didn't get your answers correctly, I'm more than sure I have my answers in here somewhere. And you can even go back to the first slide that I did, Kate Visits Nan. This is just a recap. Just visiting what we've done so far because I want to bring you up to speed. Because you have to know we're getting ready to do a whole different story now. So, and that's your West. This is our recap. And so this is our vocabulary words. So you basically had all of these words except, if I'm not mistaken, 3 of them, which is cliff, bone, and expert. And so a cliff is a steep, and I'm going to show you that. A bone, we all have bones. Dogs have bones. Animals, everybody have bones. And an expert is somebody who's familiar with a particular area. Like if you went to the eye doctor, he or she is familiar with everything about the eye. They can probably tell you every part, every vein, everything about your eye. So that's a person who is just an expert on a particular subject. They know everything. So just like sportscasters, they know everything about probably every sport, and that's probably the person who loves the game of sport. I love the game of football, so if you ask me something about professional football, I could tell you anything you want to know. Now, I may not know all the statistics, but I'm close enough to it, but I'll find out if I don't know. So, summer we had, granddad we had, lug, remember I told you they lugged the stuff all up to the cabin. Tent, we had that, and farming, we had that. So we basically had all these words except 3 of the words. So now we're getting ready to go to the new story. the new one. Hold up. Let's go. So, I'm sorry, one more thing. Then you had your spelling words here. And then on this side, you had to unscramble the words. You had to unscramble. So, I'm going to do one for you. So, let's see. First of all, it's a T. You may not be able to see it that clear on your end, but I know you have it in front of you. So, it's a T, a N, a T, and an E. So, first of all, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 letters. So, let me go to a word that may possibly have 4 letters in them. So, bone, let's see, no, doesn't look like that one. Lug has 3. Well, here's a word that has 4, tent. It has a T, a E, a N, and a T. Did I use all my letters? T, N, T, E. Yes, I did. So guess what? That's the letter. That's the word that goes there. So and that's how you can do a process of elimination. How many letters you have? See if you go to that amount of that word that has that amount of letters in it. So, and then we'll review this tomorrow, where you should have all the answers. So now, here are our vocabulary words for our new story. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video off here, but I'm going to come back because I'm more than sure I'm going to run over 15 minutes and my video is going to cut off on me, and I don't want to do that to you all. So we're going to come back with a part 2, and I'll see you guys in about 5 minutes.